And the first drawn club will take position 1 in Group A. First ball of the day, we have Al Ansar from Lebanon. Current champions of the Lebanese Premier League. They're coming from capital Beirut. Al Ansar taking position 1 in Group A. Continuing the draw and taking position 1 in Group B, we have the next club from Pot 1, which is Al Rifa from Bahrain. Al Rifa participated in the AFC Cup 4 times, with the highest achievement being in 2010 when the club reached into the semi-final. Al Rifa, Group B, position 1. Moving on, the last club from this pot should be Tishrin. The club first debuted in AFC Cup last year, and this year it will be the second campaign. Tishrin from Syria, C1. Moving on, we will now distribute clubs from pot 2, but we have to keep in mind country protection, and computer will advise us if there is any clash of the clubs in the order of their draw. First club to be drawn from pot 2, we have Al Sib Club from Oman. They will debut in the AFC Cup this season, and they are from the city Asib, taking position A2. Second ball from pot 2, we have Shabab Al Khalil from Palestine. Champion of Palestine from city Al Khalil, taking position B2. Final ball from the pot should be Nejmah, the star, runner-up of AFC Cup in 2005 edition. And here is the confirmation. They will go to position 2 in Group C. Halfway through with West Zone draw for AFC Cup 2022 group stage. Now we will draw clubs from pot 3 into Groups A, B, and C. First ball from pot 3. We have Dhofar Club. Last participated in AFC Cup in 2013 from beautiful city of Salalah. Dhofar Club taking position 3 in Group B. Next ball from pot 3, we have East Rifa from Bahrain. The club will debut in AFC Cup this season, and they have already expressed their interest to host their groups. East Rifa will take position 3 in Group C. And final ball from pot 3 should be Jabla from Syria. The club will first debut in the AFC Cup this season from Jabla city in Syria, taking position 3 in Group A. Finally, the last pot, where we have a representative club from Palestine and 2 clubs from Kuwait to be distributed into 3 groups. The first ball from pot 4, we have Kuwait Sports Club. 3 times AFC Cup winners in 2009, 2012, and 2013. They will take position 4 in Group A. Second ball from pot 4, joining either Group B or C, we have Hilal Al-Quds from Quddus in Palestine. The club has competed in the AFC Cup group stage in 2019. Hilal Al-Quds taking position 4 in Group C. And the last ball from this spot should be Arabi Club from Kuwait. Last participated in AFC Cup in 2009 when they advanced to quarterfinal. Here is the confirmation. Arabi Sports Club, Kuwait, B4. This completes the draw for West Zone, and I will move on to Central Zone to do the same, splitting teams into 2 groups of Central Zone. Similarly, we have 4 pots, but due to lesser number of clubs, we'll have 2 balls in each pot, and in the last pot we have only 1 representative, which will give us at the result 1 group of 4 clubs and 1 group of 3 clubs, splitting all these 7 clubs into 2 groups. We'll start from pot 1, moving on to pot 2, then pot 3, completing with pot 4, same like we did for West Zone. First ball from pot 1, taking position 1 in group E, we have representatives from Uzbekistan. FC Nasaf, champion of AFC Cup in 2011 and runners-up in 2021, and Saudiana club who will make debut if they play in the AFC Cup. This will depend on the result of the AFC Champions League playoff match where Nasaf is participating, but either one of these clubs take position 1 in group E. Next ball from pot 1 should be FC Hojand, who competed in the AFC Cup group stage last season. And here is a confirmation, FC Hojand taking position 1 in group F. Moving on to pot 2, we have 2 clubs from Turkmenistan and Kyrgyz Republic. And first ball coming out from pot 2, we have FC Dordoy. They played in the AFC Cup in 2019, and they will go to Group F for the possible clash of the country protection, and they will take position 2 in Group F together with FC Hojand. The remaining club, Altin Asir from Turkmenistan, runners-up of the 2018 AFC Cup, which is the highest achievement of the club so far. Altin Asir take position 2 in Group E. Moving on to pot 3, we have 2 clubs representing Tajikistan and Turkmenistan. And the ball to be drawn first from pot 3 is FC CSKA from Tajikistan. This will also be a debut for the club from Tajikistan, and they will take position 3 in Group E. And the final ball from pot 3, Kopet Dağ FC, the club will make its debut in the AFC Cup this season. And here is a confirmation, Kopet Dağ FC from Turkmenistan taking position 3 in Group F. Finally, we have 1 club from Kyrgyz Republic who will make its first appearance in the AFC Cup group stage in pot 4. And because of the country protection, we'll draw the club and put them in Group E, where we don't have a representative from Kyrgyz Republic. So here is a confirmation, Professional Football Club Neftchi from Kyrgyz Republic taking position 4 in Group E. This concludes the draw for Central Zone, and I'll pass the floor back to Junghwan to do the recap. Thank you.
Some thrilling match fixtures are lined up here. Let's go through the West and Central Zone draw results. A total of 23 clubs from 6 member associations will participate from the West Zone, and their group stage match is to commence in May 18th. Just going through some few fixtures. 3 times AFC Cup champion Kuwait SC is placed in Group A. And we got some AFC Cup debutants from the West Zone as well, such as East Rifa from Bahrain and Al Sib from Oman, looking to showpiece their performance for the first time in the AFC Cup campaign. Now moving on to the Central Zone, 7 participating clubs from 4 member associations will compete in the AFC Cup group stage. The match is scheduled to take place from June 24th. Just looking at a glance, there are 2 representatives from Uzbekistan, and 1 will only compete in the group stage depending on the ACL results. Champion of the AFC Cup in 2011 and runners-up in the last season, FC Nasaf is one of the representatives from this member association, along with one other homegrown club, PFC Sogdiana. Since we have 1 more draw to go, Mr. Abbas, please proceed to the final draw of today.
Thank you, Junghwan. We are ready for ASEAN, and we set already with the pots in front of me. 4 pots. We split them into 3 groups as we did for the earlier zones of West and Central. Each pot has 3 clubs, and we'll be putting them into different groups accordingly, starting from group G, followed by H and I. We start from pot 1, and the first club drawn from pot 1, taking position 1 in group G, we have Kaya FC Iloilo from Philippines. Participated in the AFC Champions League last year from Iloilo City, going to group G, position 1. Next club from pot 1, we have Kuala Lumpur City Football Club from Malaysia. They will take position 1 in group H. The club will first debut in the AFC Cup this season. And the final ball from this pot, Viettel from Vietnam. They participated in the AFC Champions League in the previous season, and they will take position 1 in group I. And they will make their debut in the AFC Cup this season. From the capital city of Vietnam, Hanoi, Viettel FC, I1. Moving on to pot 2, we have 3 more clubs to be distributed into groups. But again, let's be reminded of the country protection, which will apply, and computer automatically generate into respective group the teams drawn from this pot. First ball, coming from pot 2, we have Bali United FC from Indonesia. Coming from Bali province, the club will take position 2 in group G, and they last participated in the AFC Cup campaign in 2020 in group stage. Next ball, coming from pot 2, we have representative clubs from Myanmar, either Shan United FC or from Myanmar, taking position 2 in group H. Ayeyawadi United or Shan United, they will take position 2 in group H. Last ball from pot 2 should be Hougang United, and here is the confirmation. Hougang United from Singapore. The club has participated in the AFC Cup group stage in 2020, taking position 2 in group I. Halfway through with ASEAN zone group stage draw, and now we move on to pot 3, where we have representative from Philippines, from Malaysia, and from Singapore. From Cambodia, Malaysia, and Singapore. The first ball coming from pot 3, we have Kedah Darul Aman, Malaysia. Last participated in AFC Cup in 2009, coming from Kedah State. They will take position 3 in group G. Second ball from pot 3, we have Phnom Penh Crown from Cambodia. They last participated in AFC Cup in 2017, coming from the capital city of Cambodia, taking position 3 in group I. And finally, the last ball from pot 3, Tampines Rovers from Singapore, and here is the confirmation. The club has taken part actively in the AFC Club competition since 2005 from Tampines area in Singapore, taking position 3 in group H. Final pot, completing our draw for AFC Cup today. We have representative clubs from Myanmar, Indonesia, and winner of playoff between Cambodia and Laos. First ball from pot 4, winner of playoff between Cambodia and Laos. They will take position 4 in group G, joining other clubs drawn earlier. Winner of playoff, G4. Next ball to be drawn from pot 4, we have Hantarwadi United from Myanmar. The club will make its debut in the AFC Cup this season, coming from Bogo region of Myanmar, drawn to position 4 in group I. And finally, Psm Makassar from Indonesia. They last participated in AFC Cup campaign in 2020 group stage from city of Makassar, oldest club in Indonesia Liga 1, taking position 4 in group H and completing the draw for ASEAN zone. Thank you very much. This completes the draw for ASEAN, and I'll pass the floor back to our MC to recap the draw results. Thank you.
Let's recap the ASEAN zone. A total of 12 clubs will participate in the ASEAN zone and their group stage matches to commence in June 24th. Kaya FC Iloilo, who showed their appearance in the AFC Champions League last season, is located in Group G. And we got some AFC Cup debutants as well, Kuala Lumpur City FC and Hanthawarti United FC, who will both kick off their matches under the AFC flag in June this year. Now, as explained earlier, for the South and East zones, the participating clubs will be named accordingly to the AFC Club competition's ranking of their respective member associations. Abbas, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Junghwan. We do not actually have draw for groups in South and East because each zone will have only one group for 4 clubs playing in the competition. But we would like to confirm their position in the groups for scheduling purposes, and I will show clubs one by one. And we'll be putting them into group depending on the ranking of the member association they represent. Starting from Group D, which is South Zone, we will have Gokulam Kerala from India, who will make its debut in the AFC Cup this year, taking position 1 in Group D South. Second club, Bashundara Kings from Bangladesh. They are regular participant of the AFC Cup for several reasons already, and they will take position 2 in Group D South. Mazia Sports and Recreation from Maldives is the third club in this zone, and they will take position 3. And the club has frequently taken part in the AFC Cup competition since 2013, and we welcome them back again. And the last position in Group D, which is South, will be contested by 6 clubs playing in the playoff stage, and the winner will qualify to take position 4 in Group D. Similar for East Zone, we have 5 clubs, 2 of them playing in the playoff, and depending on the ranking of the member association they represent, we'll put them into positions in their group, which is Group J. Starting with Hong Kong, Eastern Long Lions, the club has taken part in the AFC Cup group stage in the previous season in 2021, and they take position 1 in East Group. MUST-CPK from Macau, another debutant in the AFC Cup this season, they will take position 2 in Group J East. And Tainan City from Chinese Taipei, who participated in the AFC Cup 2021 group stage, they will take position 3 in Group East. And finally, we have number 4 position in this group, reserved for the winner of playoff, which will take place between representative club of Hong Kong and Mongolia. This concludes the procedures for allocation of clubs into groups in South and East zones. And overall, this is end of the draw ceremony for AFC Cup 2022 group stage today. I wish all participating clubs the best, and may the best club win the competition during this season. Thank you very much for your attention.